Looks like the Ace family has once again found themselves in the middle of controversy and scandal. It seems as if they might get evicted from their $7 million home. What is going on? Is the Ace family really broke? Are they really being forced out of their house? Images of legal documents have been circulating online surrounding the Ace family's Los Angeles mansion. These anonymous images show that the house is being foreclosed due to missed mortgage and tax payments. One of the photos posted was a screenshot of the Ace family's home listed on the real estate marketplace Zillow, and it was labeled as pre-foreclosure. But people responded to that saying that the bank had already begun the process and they were losing their home. So it's not looking good. Furthermore, allegedly, the Ace family also received notice of default on May 25th because of their outstanding loan. According to the photos, their loan balance is over $9 million on the home. So even if they do sell the home now, they would be out $5 million. But of course, Austin McBroom responded to these allegations and denied them all. On his Instagram story, he posted a picture of his house and said, and I quote, "Stop capping on me and my family's name. Ain't nobody getting evicted, ain't nobody moving. Stop believing everything you see the haters say on the internet. If we were moving, we definitely would have informed the world and made a whole YouTube video about it. Have a good rest of your day," end quote. But it doesn't end there. Apparently, the family is also being sued for $65,000 by their former landlord for failing to pay rent on time and for ending the contract early. That other property cost them $7,000 a month to rent. So it looks like they have a history of home troubles. On top of that, public records show that the Ace family allegedly has several liens on their home for owing money to contractors. One is for $30,000 and the other is for $750,000. Additionally, the family broke the terms of their mortgage. For starters, they got the type of mortgage for homes that are bought to then be renovated and then flipped. But then they took out an additional $1 million loan on the house, which breaks the term of their mortgage. The legal troubles don't stop there though. On June 12th, Austin held a boxing event with YouTubers and TikTokers going at it in the ring. Well, soon after the event, a number of talent and boxers claimed that they were never paid by the company that hosted the event, Social Gloves Entertainment. It was later revealed that Austin McBroom owned Social Gloves Entertainment, and apparently Social Gloves has filed for bankruptcy. On top of that, Austin's company Ace Hat Collections Inc. is allegedly being sued by the social media company Subify and construction rental company Ahern Rentals. They are being sued by Subify because apparently they refused to pay the $120,000 that they owned the company. It doesn't end there though. A rental company in Miami called out Austin for failing to pay $7,500 for the rental of 2 cars for 5 days. So yeah, the family is in a really bad situation, and clearly they're having money issues. They allegedly owe tons of individuals and companies money and may be evicted from their house. For all of the mentioned reasons and more, people think that the Ace family is indeed broke and simply can't pay off everything that they have gotten themselves into.
The Ace family have been drowning in lawsuits as of late, and now not only will they be facing eviction from their $10 million home, but it seems as though declaring bankruptcy may also be in the cards. With 19 million subscribers on their family channel, the Ace family are masters of clickbait and getting mass attention. With titles like "Dropping Elle Off at School in a Lamborghini" and "The Ace Family Break Up," they know exactly what to do in order to get their views into the millions. However, as many of you know already, the life we portray online is rarely the life that we live. The mansion that they have been living in usually acts as their fairy tale background, and the reason for this is because the likelihood of them keeping this home is just that, a fairy tale. The process of building the home was not easy either. Construction started back in 2018, but they were not able to move in until summer of 2019. Originally, the property had 2 separate homes, but they had them merged into one giant mansion. According to the listing, it's 20,000 square feet, sits on 1.2 acres of land, and has an impressive 12 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, a pool, and a game room, and a home theater. Why would anyone need 12 bedrooms though is beyond me. me. Also, who wants to clean 13 bathrooms? I have one and I groan every time I have to clean it. They said that the reason for their move to this new mega mansion had a lot to do with getting away from all the crazy fan invasions that they had at their last place. From what I can tell, the construction and purchase of the house totaled $10.1 million. Now let's break down how they ended up in this position of facing bankruptcy. The McBroom family are the CEO of a company called Ace Hat Collection. This sort of acts as their umbrella company for all things Ace family. According to public property records, this company had signed a deed of trust for the LA property in July of 2019. However, by May of 2021, the property was at risk of foreclosure and in a legal stage known as pre-foreclosure. What happened was then the property was up for auction, but after receiving no bids, it was then returned to a financial lender called 5 Arc Funding Corporation. So legally, the McBrooms don't even own this home, but if the lending company wants them out, they need to file and win an eviction lawsuit to force them off the property. Several people, including a lawyer for the Ace Hat Collection Company, were contacted for comment, but all of them did not respond to media requests. A document first suggesting that the Ace family was in financial trouble leaked back in July of 2021. A blog had posted about the notice of default issued by a debt collection company and served to the Ace family home on May 21st, saying that they had 90 days to pay back their $8.7 million to their home lender. Then when August 30th rolled around, a notice of sale was sent to them saying that it was going to be up for a sale at a public auction for an estimated $9.3 million. Not only was this notice leaked, but it was also made public that Austin's company had been approved for a federal loan of just over $100,000 as part of the Paycheck Protection Program. What they did though was use $20,000 of that loan to pay off their mortgage interest as they tried to shut down rumors about being evicted. The home foreclosure is just a small piece regarding the reason for the Ace family needing to declare bankruptcy. On top of all of this, they were also being sued by the media company Live by Live. A lawyer for them told the press that Austin's boxing event was built on a stack of lies, and as a result, they were seeking $100 million in their lawsuit for failure to fulfill contracts. Then Catherine was also being sued by TBL Cosmetics, which is a manufacturing company that helped her launch 1212 Gateway. This one is a civil complaint, but the suit alleged that she actually tried to stage a coup of the skincare brand to stop TBL from profiting off 1212 Gateway, which doesn't really make any sense, but that's what the report said. And if all of that wasn't bad enough, we come back full circle to the construction of the home that they can't afford anymore. Austin's company has also had to petition against 2 separate claims from construction companies, but them not receiving payment for a completed project. One petition was denied by a judge, and the other is apparently awaiting judgment. They are going to have to pull a miracle out of somewhere to pay back everyone they owe, and flaunting a life of luxury is hardly going to fix this. My guess was that Austin was hoping this boxing event would give him enough profit to clear his name, but it ended up causing more problems. Following the YouTubers versus TikTokers boxing event hosted by Social Gloves, some shocking allegations are now being made. First of all, it's being alleged that the Ace family's Austin McBroom actually owns the company Social Gloves, and on top of that, none of the performers from that night have been paid. Recently, Social Gloves Entertainment hosted the YouTubers versus TikTokers boxing event that was billed as the Battle of the Platforms. For the main event, Austin McBroom squared off with Bryce Hall and scored a knockout win. Although just a week after the event had come to a close, several people associated with the event came forward with claims that they were never compensated. TikTokers Vinny Hacker and Josh Richards also made a shocking claim on the BFF podcast that Social Gloves had actually filed for bankruptcy. Then to make matters worse, Backstage correspondent and Fight Hub TV founder Marcos Villegas also tweeted that the event only sold 136,000 pay-per-view buys. In response to the original claims of not being paid, Social Gloves issued a statement and said, "Before people start any rumors, we are working tirelessly to verify the financial results of the Social Gloves event. We have hired a leading accounting firm as well as a first-class forensic auditor to make sure that all amounts are properly accounted for. Our sincere hope is to pay every fighter and every talent who participated in this spectacular event in a reasonable time frame. Please continue to send us your receipts as it assists in verifying the total amounts earned." All of these social media boxing events are fairly new, so clearly the Social Gloves organization isn't as established as other fight promotions. However, it's becoming clear that there may be more to this Social Glove company. Tana Mongeau actually accused Austin of owning the company and tweeted out, "Not Austin McBroom owning most of Social Gloves and then everyone being surprised people aren't getting paid," which was then followed up by a reply from Austin himself that said, "Not the most desperate human being speaking on shit she doesn't know about. Don't try and bring me or the event down to make you feel better about TanaCon." Oof, shade. Every fighter, including myself, will be getting paid, and a lawsuit is happening, and it is not with Social Gloves, dum dum. Unfortunately, Def Noodles shared screenshots from what appears to be the US Patent and Trademark Office that listed the ownership of Social Gloves to Ace Hat Collection Incorporated. And the document was signed by Austin McBroom, who designated himself as the CEO. Def Noodles said in his tweet exposing these these details. Austin McBroom is the owner of Social Gloves, producer of the YouTube vs TikToker boxing event Trademark Doc Show. Many who took part in the event haven't been paid. Ace Family has a history of participating in alleged scams, with Austin admitting once to scamming fans. In a separate response from the Social Gloves reaction, Austin responded to reports that the boxing event only sold 136,000 pay-per-view buys, and he said, "Only the haters want to believe that. If anything, these people who are scamming, which isn't Social Gloves, are basically saying all of us fighters' fan bases ain't shit. We all know Social Gloves put on one of the biggest social media events in history, as all of you watched. The real numbers will come out soon. Just know Social Gloves weren't the ones who collected pay-per-view numbers / purchases. Don't forget how you watched it." Austin hasn't refuted that he is the CEO of this company either, so his ties will certainly mean that he will be flooded with messages and lawsuits until this is all cleared up. The real question is, will this company still be around once they balance the books and realize that the pay-per-view buys don't necessarily match up to their expenses? Catherine McBroom has just recently hit back at a news publication on Snapchat called Todo Bien, who claimed that Austin McBroom has been hiding a secret family. These new rumors also come just a few weeks after Austin was accused of also having a secret daughter. So first things first, let's recap the original rumors that Austin had to address about having a secret daughter, and then we'll move on to the claims of a secret family. These initial allegations about Austin having a secret daughter came out when TikTok user Adriana V created a TikTok of herself with a large pile of cash, and then had some text on the video that insinuated Catherine McBroom had paid for her to get rid of a child after getting pregnant by Austin. That being said, Adriana would later claim in another TikTok that she kept the baby but also had hashtags in the caption like "it's a #Joe," which clearly sheds a ton of doubt on the rumor that her 3-year-old child that appears on her TikTok sometimes is Austin's child. To make things more confusing, in a now deleted series of TikToks, a user claimed to have actually worked at the daycare that this child attended. The woman went on to claim that Austin was even listed as the baby's father on the paperwork and that he paid for the schooling. Plus, she revealed that she was required to also sign an NDA to keep it all quiet. In response to this, Austin put out an Instagram story and said, "I never say anything because it's never true, and what people say doesn't matter or affect, but y'all weirdos have taken it too far with this having another kid out in the world. Y'all constantly use me and my family's name for views and to pay your bills. Unfortunately, with the world we live in and everyone wanting to see people fail, you people keep giving these attention whores what they want, and that's why they continue to make up lies and rumors. I get it, my family is one of the most known social media families in the world, and you guys want to see drama, but I can promise you it ain't happening over here. You weirdos have been trying ever since we picked up the camera, and we're still here living our happy life. Go ride someone else's success." Now, speaking of those drama channels stirring things up, Austin's wife has also decided to address the rumors of Austin's secret second family. On top of a screenshot showing the Todo Bien story that insinuated Austin had a secret second family, his wife Catherine said in response, "Here it goes. Every other week Todo Bien uses this exact same photo of my husband and I to report a different version of the exact false story. Literally every other week never fails. I get that using my name to lure people to click on your story is the most profitable, but continuously covering a version of the same fake news is disturbing and desperate at this point. Almost as desperate as the girl that made the TikTok claiming and celebrating that I paid her to get an abortion. This false narrative of me is absolutely repulsive in so many ways, I can't even begin to articulate how terribly wrong and untrue that is. I pray for the woman who made that video that got more attention than it should have thanks to outlets like Todo Bien. I genuinely pray because only someone in a dark place could fabricate something like that. I've never spoken about false accusations because it would simply be exhausting to stick up for myself over and over again for something that has nothing to do with me and who I am. At this point, people have taken advantage and even turned it into a job." Now, as you can see, both Austin and Catherine are coming from the same angle that these TikToks are simply using their name for views. And while I agree that this certainly happens a lot, I'm also getting tired of people, especially famous people, using that as a rebuttal to get people to stop talking about them. I agree that some of these drama accounts take things too far by repeating the same fake news over and over again for views, but at the same time, how do we know it's fake? Because she says it's fake? When there's an influencer who holds a position of power with their audience, I think it's at the very least worth looking into accusations made against those people. I mean, how long did Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein get away with their crimes? Because they held a position of power, and so those underneath them had a personal interest in protecting that power because it kept them paid. We can't build a dynamic where victims feel like they're just going to be called clout chasers because their attackers happen to be famous. Famous or not, they should be called out. Now, in regards to Austin having a second family or a hidden daughter or whatever, I don't think any of that's true. With what time would he be able to run 2 families, keep up with his vlogs, and prepare for his upcoming fight? It's just not possible. And the part that everyone forgets is that she literally wrote in the caption, #It's a joke. Even so, we can't let incidents like this or trolls stop us from looking into accusations made against famous people. people. To me, that would be irresponsible. The Ace family's Austin McBroom has been exposed for cheating yet again. If you recall, Tana Mongeau called him out back in June, and now Instagram fitness model Noelle Leyva is calling out both Austin and Jason Derulo for sliding into her DMs. Noelle has become popular on social media for her fitness motivational content, and while appearing on the podcast called Raw Talk, hosted by Bradley Martin, Noelle revealed some pretty crazy information. Although, once we found out who it was, I suppose it wasn't that crazy to believe. Both have a history of cheating. In the episode, though, they're all talking about Noelle's dating life, and Bradley mentions that he has personally gone through all of her DMs, and then went on to say, "I looked through all of her DMs. She has got DM'd by everyone you can think of, all blue checks. Then she is asked to expose some of the people that are sliding into her DMs, and as she tries to get them to change the subject, Brad blurts out Austin's name. Then Noelle reveals that another person was Jason Derulo. For starters, though, Austin is currently married to former Victoria's Secret model Catherine McBroom, and together they have 3 children. As for Jason Derulo, he's a father as well. He and his wife, actor Jenna Frooms, just had a baby boy. So there are big accusations coming from this podcast that impact actual families. However, if you followed any of the other scandals regarding the Ace family, then you'll know that this isn't Austin's first rodeo. Prior to this, he was accused by fellow YouTubers Jake Paul and Tana Mongeau of cheating on his wife. One afternoon, Tana posted a series of tweets and claimed that Austin had been cheating on Catherine repeatedly. In one tweet, she says, "One time Austin McBroom was cheating on Catherine with a random woman and she left a lipstick in his car. Then I was sitting with Jake in the car and he gets a FaceTime. It's from Austin, crying, and Catherine yelling, 'Is this Tana's lipstick?' Austin says it is. It wasn't." She then goes on to say, "But I lied for the sake of the children and said it was, shaking my head. Happy fight day, Team Bryce on God." Although it didn't stop there, she also went on to accuse him of hiring 4 of her friends to be nannies or masseuses around the house so that it was easier to cheat while Catherine was away. So far, Austin nor Jason have responded to those earlier accusations made by Noelle, but in that last case with Tana's accusation, she actually got a response from him. Austin claimed that the lipstick found in the car belonged to Erica Costell. He goes on to say in his response, "Capped the biggest clout chaser of them all, and it was actually Erica Costell's lipstick, dummy. I was taking Jake and her back to Jake's house. This lame ass lie ain't gonna save the attention that your little boyfriend Bryce is about to get for his whooping." Many people on the internet were in shock though from those earlier claims and took their confusion and frustration to the comment sections. One user commented on Austin's Instagram and said, "And Catherine McBroom will still stand by her husband. At what point do you step away? Cheating accusations seems like he can be a real dick to her, put his family in debt and lost their forever home. What will they have left to leave their kids but a bunch of judgments? I hope one day she wakes up." With others just commenting on Jason Derulo's page that his wife deserves better.
Now, in case you guys haven't heard, Austin McBroom of the Ace family is being accused of some pretty serious stuff. We're talking like jail time serious stuff. YouTuber Cole Carrigan, or is it Carrigan? I don't really know, posted a 15-minute long video which has already passed 6.5 million views in just a day and a half, allegedly exposing Austin McBroom and accusing him, his father, and one of his friends of rape. Carrigan, or Carrigan, we'll just say Carrigan for the rest of the video, claims his friend and one of her friends went to Miami with McBroom, and after they had been drinking and went back to a rented beach house, were raped. I know, this is some real serious stuff here. Now, Keemstar, as we know, tends to break tons of news on YouTube, so he reached out to Cole, spoke to him on the phone, and tried to get the details. Long story short, according to Keem, Cole was going to set up a phone call between Keem and the alleged victim. Apparently, she went missing the day of the call, so Keem didn't post a video due to a lack of credible sources. Cole then messaged Keem asking how much he was paid by the Ace family to keep quiet, to which Keem jokingly replied $500K. After not hearing back from Cole for 4 hours, he sent another text saying he was just being sarcastic. Of course, Cole didn't include that in his video, claiming that Keem was paid $500,000 to not run this story. So that's strike 1 of Cole not being trustworthy. Now, I'm not saying the allegations aren't true. Of course, I certainly hope they aren't, because no one should have to deal with such trauma. However, I'm giving you guys information based off of what I know. Cole dropped a video with very serious allegations and then manipulated Keemstar's text to him in that same video. Now, here's where Cole's story gets even worse. There were text messages between him and the other girl who has now been identified as Leslie Hannah Bell on Twitter. She posted on her Instagram account that Cole's video was made for the wrong reasons and that it wasn't his story to tell. She went on to say Austin is not to blame for the situation and did not rape anyone. She also shared text messages between her and Cole that show Cole telling her, I quote, "The point of this is not to upload a video. The point of this is to scare them into paying us off because they paid Drama Alert $500K, so I'm sure they would pay me $100K or more, not to say and then I would split that with you guys if you help me and send me all the receipts that I need. End quote. Not a good look, Cole. It's really not a good look. This man! He's accusing Austin of rape and then texting the alleged victim he's sure they'll pay him $100,000 to not say anything, and he'd split the money with the victims. Buddy! Do you know how disgusting that is? Now again, I don't want to say for sure whether or not Austin did or didn't do something, but based off of this evidence that we do have, it seems like Cole is in it for money and fame. Austin posted to his Twitter account that he is being a victim of extortion, demotion, and slander. He is taking legal action, which means he will be suing Cole for extortion as per his latest Twitter post. Now let me wrap this one up by saying the following. I'm not saying Austin is or isn't guilty, although I certainly hope these allegations aren't true. Unfortunately, we won't know until more information comes out, which seems to be happening as the days go on. A lot of people are saying if this story is true, they should go to the police instead of posting a video to YouTube. The counter argument is people are afraid to go after people with power, an example being Harvey Weinstein. But using that same example, once one person speaks up, a ton of others usually do. If Austin has all these victims, as Cole claims he does, then I have no doubt there would be enough people that come out accusing him. Again, I'm not saying he did or didn't do anything, I really don't know, but based off of what Cole has done, even if Austin is guilty, well, this video and situation is only going to benefit his innocence.
Our Social Gloves is bankrupt, which is cap. It's false, it's not true. Everyone that was at the event knows that there was probably like 20,000 people there. Just at the gate alone, we probably made $3 or $4 million.
If you've been following all of the Austin McBroom drama surrounding the TikTokers versus YouTubers event, then you'll know that accusations of bankruptcy were hurled his way. It was revealed that he was the one behind the promotional company called Social Gloves that put on the event, and when fighters did not receive their pay, Austin was blasted online. Well, now he has finally spoken out, hoping to clear his name in all of it. Despite the event being hugely popular, in the weeks following, we learned that many people who had taken part in the night had not been paid. Fighters like Vinny Hacker and even Austin's main event opponent, Bryce Hall, all said that they had not been compensated, even though they had contributed to hyping the event up. During an interview with the paparazzi, Austin finally responded to the ongoing situation and exposed the real people that were to blame for the fighters not getting paid. First and foremost, he acknowledges that he started a lawsuit with a company called Live by Live. He also denied the claims that his company called Social Gloves had gone bankrupt over the whole thing, adding that he believes they made $3 to $4 million from just in-person attendance alone. What was shocking here though was that Austin said Live by Live was withholding funds, which meant that even he hasn't received any payment for the event. Austin seemed pretty insistent on letting the paparazzi know that Social Gloves was merely the promotion arm of the event and that Live by Live was their partner in the streaming end of things, which is definitely where most of the money would have been made to pay these fighters for their hard work. Austin also reiterated that no one really knows how many pay-per-view sales that they did, but rumor has it was anywhere from 100K to 2 million. In this clip caught by the Hollywood Fix, they also have Austin on record saying that fighters would be paid before the next event. I'm assuming to avoid another mess like this. He goes on to say, "It's unfortunate because all these fighters deserve what they're owed. Everyone worked their asses off, every fighter including myself. We worked our asses off for the last 3 or 4 months, and for Live by Live to hold on to the funds and act like the event wasn't a success, and the crazy thing is they're gonna act like the numbers were low, but now they're jacking my idea and doing their own event in the next 2 months. That doesn't make any sense to me." On top of all this, Austin also went on to allege that Live by Live tried to claim that their UK sales were only around 5,000 pay-per-view buys, which doesn't make any sense considering the large-scale audience of the UK creators that were involved in the big night. What's sad here though is that these fighters will continue to have to wait until this legal mess is resolved, which must be extremely frustrating, but in my opinion, it's a lesson well learned. Always get paid up front, especially for something like this. That kind of payment after the event should even be on the table as an offer. Now, what many people are saying that don't really care for Austin is that this is his way of deflecting blame from himself, which he has done in the past. One person commented on the video of him explaining all of this and made a very valid point. Samantha writes, "How many business partners has Austin partnered with, and coincidentally after their fans/events are scammed, he blames the partner. Clearly there is a common denominator here, and it's not every business partner that they work with." Plus, I saw a lot of comments suggesting that even this paparazzi video seemed planned. Austin has been dragged online by all these massive creators for not paying them, and the way he walked out to do this interview just looked like he had called them ahead of time. It felt like some sort of weird press conference in front of a restaurant. The Ace family is back in the news again, but it's got nothing to do with Austin. Instead, his wife Catherine McBroom is under fire from a lot of fans who are complaining about their orders from her skincare company 1212 Gateway. With 19 million million subscribers on YouTube, they have an enormous influence and audience to push their scams or products onto. They've made their own drink brand called Silly Juice, and I don't know about you, but my parents told me that if my juice looked funny, not to drink it. Back in February, both Austin and Catherine were accused of scamming their fans with a get-rich-quick scheme. They called it a millionaire program, that for $50 a month would teach you how to become a millionaire. Austin promised to teach his fans the secrets to social media to help them achieve their dreams. Although when people tried to access the courses that they paid for, the website continued to crash repeatedly. And for many, it reminded them of back when he ran another scam called Ace Club. On its first day, the website was just plagued with issues. Then, after it was shut down, he admitted that users were pretty much scammed, but insisted that he had refunded everyone.
Because in reality, like, you guys got scammed.
Now, instead of blaming him for being conniving or manipulative, I almost just want to attribute all of these failed ventures to just a lack of business knowledge, or at the very least a bad judge of character when it comes to working with others on these new business ventures. However, now it's Catherine that is feeling the heat online after a ton of complaints rolled in regarding her skincare brand called 1212 Gateway. To promote her new skincare product, she posted on Mother's Day saying, "Happy Mother's Day to all the strong mothers in the galaxy. Use our special code MOTHERLYLOVE to shop our Mother's Day sale." And as you can see from the preview of that top comment, people were not happy to find all of these negative reviews regarding 1212 Gateway. I saw a lot of buyer's remorse happening, with one customer saying on Instagram, "Their resolution to my damaged $100 order was to send a $20 gift card. Save your bank, y'all." With others heeding a much harsher warning, even calling the product itself disgusting. Another customer commented, "Do not buy these products. I loved them the first time I purchased, but the second time I ordered they came dirty with pubic or nose hair. Disgusting." I posted a video on TikTok, and so just so we can show you the receipts, let's play that TikTok of this customer unboxing their Catherine McBroom skincare products. And these are just two of the many angry fans who are saying that either their products arrived faulty or damaged, and then when they tried to get help from 1212 Gateway, they were either given little to no compensation or were just straight up ignored. That kind of negligence during a worldwide pandemic should not be tolerated. I feel like a health inspector needs to visit whatever warehouse she is shipping these products out of, because that is just unsanitary. Like a hair found in it and then dirt on the side. Gross. Another person exposed her scam further, saying, "Catherine's whole skincare is also a scam. Why are you replying to people who got broken products and to those who haven't received their products? Yet as a business, don't you have any responsibility towards your customers, aka your subscribers? You are having a meal on your plate because they effing trusted you and paid you." I mean, if they don't address this fast, these kinds of comments could tank their sales. According to Social Blade, they have lost roughly 13,000 followers as a result of this backlash in just the last month alone. So clearly being a fan of her YouTube channel is not enough for people to put up with some products being damaged, nor should they.
These are three names that I could never have imagined would be said in the same breath. However, when Austin McBroom decided to call out Jake Paul for not wanting to fight him, it sparked a ton of backlash that dragged his own wife into the mix. Now, with many YouTubers and other entertainers bizarrely dipping their toes into the world of boxing, Austin decided he would take a swing at it too. Yeah, a little swing. He announced this new venture via his Instagram page, where along with a photo of him and Catherine, he said, I quote, "There's a whole lot of boxing talk going on lately. I've been an athlete my entire life, so it would be disappointing for me not to get involved. Jake Paul has been running for me for years. I got $5 million for whoever steps in the ring with me. Tag who you think would want this smoke. For $5 million, I'll do it." Now, the fact that he specifically called out Jake Paul was just a little crazy. By now, everyone knows that Jake Paul is not afraid of conflict. He revels in the opportunity to be YouTube's lightning rod for controversy because all it does is bring him more clout. Plus, based on what Jake had to say in return, you'd think Catherine would have told Austin to edit his caption. To make matters worse and to really stoke the flames, Austin followed this post up with a photo of Jake on his Instagram story where he called him weak AF. Now, whether or not Jake was joking, he really started some intense drama with his next accusation. In response to Austin's challenge, Paul reposted Austin's story and tagged him, captioned, I quote, "I'd be more worried about your wife in my DMs." The man brought another man's wife into the mix. Now, those are fighting words. I might need a second just to let that sink in. Just give me 1 second here. His wife. Jake Paul wants all the smoke. You can't just drag a man's wife into your beef like that, bro. That is some next level trash talking. Family is like the one line you never cross. Catherine then decided to respond, posting Jake's story and captioning it, I quote, "How original. I forgot you existed until my husband mentioned you today. I'll be sending you an invoice for this free publicity." Yet it seems Jake wasn't done there. For whatever reason, Catherine then deleted her story shortly after, and Jake was quick to call her out, reposting Catherine's deleted story and joking that, I quote, "Austin had her hit the quick story delete." Jake then followed up with a screenshot of his DMs, which shows one from Catherine reading, I quote, "Delete your story, WTF." To no surprise, Austin wasn't too happy to see his family being brought into the mix. Going to their socials, it seems most of the trash talking is being continued on their Instagram stories, as their Twitter feeds haven't been updated much since Paul was initially called out. That being said, Jake took to Instagram and posted a video in which he pretty much said that people shouldn't try getting involved in beef with him because he simply knows way too much about everyone in the community. Austin, on the other hand, has continued to chirp Paul. Aside from posting photos of Paul with a duck photoshopped over his face and straight up calling him out for ducking him, McBroom also posted a very strongly worded story post. I quote, "And when it comes to people talking to my family, I'll really beat your We don't have to set a date, I know where you live." Now you need to remember that these guys are professional entertainers. At one point they even seem to be pretty good friends. So to think that they're actually airing their dirty laundry out on social media, well, I'm not so sure. Jake has a fight coming up against Nate Robinson in about 2 weeks. Other than that, he hasn't been as relevant in the YouTube game like he was back in the day. Austin McBroom hasn't been in a controversy in a while, and given that Jake's name is going to be talked about a lot as this fight gets closer, well, this is a great chance to get some clout. All in all, we gotta see how things play out with these two, but I'd love to see Jake Paul and Austin McBroom beat the piss out of each other. And I don't think I'm the only one. Maybe I'll even challenge the winner.
Austin McBroom is currently getting called out by Jake Paul and Tana Mongeau for scamming the influencers that participated in the TikTokers versus YouTubers boxing match. Tana also exposed a secret that's fueling even more cheating rumors surrounding Austin. The TikToker versus YouTuber boxing event was all anyone was talking about in the weeks leading up to the fight, and it seemed to have been a success. However, there's tons of controversy surrounding the fight after multiple fighters admitted that they hadn't been paid by the company that put on the fight, called Social Gloves. It was also recently exposed that Austin McBroom is a part owner of Social Gloves, even though he also participated in the fight and fought the main card against Bryce Hall. The boxing event apparently didn't live up to expectations for the pay-per-view buys. 500,000 was expected and it only got 136,000. After Vinny Hacker exposed that he had not been paid and Josh Richards revealed that there were lawsuits going on behind the scenes, Jake Paul decided to jump at the opportunity to call out Austin McBroom. Jake even went so far as to compare Austin to Billy McFarland, creator of the Fyre Festival, which we all know turned out to be a complete scam. Jake tweeted out a picture of Billy McFarland and Austin McBroom side by side with the caption, "Spot the difference." He also tweeted out that followers don't equal pay-per-view buys. Tana Mongeau also supported her ex-husband and tweeted, quote, "Not Austin McBroom owning most of Social Gloves, and then everyone being surprised when people aren't paid." However, Austin didn't let that one slide and clapped back, writing, quote, "Not the most desperate human being speaking on she doesn't know about. Don't try and bring me or the event down to make you feel better about TanaCon. Every fighter, including myself, will be getting paid and a lawsuit is happening. And it's not with Social Gloves, dum-dum." Social Gloves also released a statement saying they're working tirelessly to pay everyone in a reasonable time frame, adding that they sold way more than the 136,000 number that's been swirling around. In response, Austin added, quote, "The real numbers will come out soon. Just know Social Gloves weren't the ones who collected PPV numbers and purchases." But that's not all. In the midst of all this fighting between Tana, Jake, and Austin, Tana tweeted out another bombshell about Austin's relationship. Austin tweeted that he's looking for someone who's willing to fight in the ring with Tana. Tana then responded, writing, quote, "You realize Triller offers more money than you, right? Maybe I'd fight with Social Gloves when my friends get their checks. Remember when you had one of your security guards drop off $40,000 in a bag to my roommate so they wouldn't expose you cheating? You didn't pay me though." This cheating allegation by Tana comes after multiple women have spoke out against Austin and accused him of cheating on his wife, Catherine. Just weeks ago, a TikToker came forward with her story, saying she allegedly hooked up with Austin at his secret home in Malibu, and she decided to go public with it because she felt guilty.
The Ace family are reportedly creating mudslides in their neighborhood. How is the Ace family creating mudslides, you ask? Well, Austin rode a jet ski in their infinity pool and the water overflowed into their neighbor's yard, so there's that. Alright, I got the teacup out. I got some tea to spill today. Oops. Glug, glug, glug. This tea is about YouTube's favorite controversial family, the Ace family. Are they YouTube's favorite family? I feel like the Ace family has been involved in like a few questionable scandals and incidents over the last couple of years, but this latest one is exactly why people hate YouTubers. Twitter user Joseph Cabrera tweeted at Philip DeFranco, "Can the next douchebag of the day be YouTuber the Ace family for riding a jet ski in their pool and creating mudslides that destroy my uncle's property and grapes? They've done it multiple times and we told the city about it, but they continue to do so." Joseph Cabrera also included a video taken by his uncle that shows a massive mudslide pouring into their property from the Ace family's house. The water is from the Ace family's pool, and the Ace family actually posted a video of this happening. It's called "We Can't Believe Austin Did This to Our New House." There's also a part of the video shared to Twitter where the neighbor shouts, "Stop!" This stop is actually heard in the background of one of the Ace family's videos, but something tells me they just continued filming. The video shows Austin jet skiing on their infinity pool, and you can see all the water pouring off the side of the pool. Where does all that water go? Down the hill. The Ace family has not apologized to their neighbors publicly. In fact, what they said kind of made the situation a lot worse. Catherine tweeted, "Oh, nothing. People just hate to see happy people minding their own business, living their life and staying in their own lane. So I'm just smiling at them." I'm pretty sure minding your own business does not include vandalizing someone else's property. Austin also pettily retweeted this tweet. "So the Ace fam is trending because grown people have nothing else better to do than talk about people they're jealous of." I honestly can't believe that this is how grown adults responded to essentially vandalizing someone else's property. At least Jake Paul had enough sense to walk over to his neighbor's place and apologize for the issues he and Team 10 caused in their neighborhood. Right? Can't believe I'm saying that. At least Jake Paul, whoever has a sentence like that. Apparently all of this did result in the Ace family talking to their neighbors about the damage they caused. Joseph Cabrera followed up with this tweet. "At my uncle's request, I'm going to take down the video. It caught their attention and they were going to talk it out. Thank you everyone for all your support. I didn't expect it to blow up the way it did, just wanted to let off some steam. Hopefully this is the end." So there you have it, but I gotta say, it kinda sucks that the Ace family only chose to talk to their neighbors about the situation when they started receiving backlash. They should have apologized from the beginning and offered to pay for any damages. It was the least they could do. Actually, the least they could do is not jet ski in their pool in the first place, but clearly that is far too difficult for them. The latest issue involving the Ace family is making a lot of people think that they should be cancelled. They are not only terrorizing their neighbors and not apologizing publicly, they are wasting a ton of water at a time of year when California is extremely dry and ripe for fires. Although the original video is taken down from Twitter, other people have reposted it, calling for the Ace family to be cancelled.
The Ace family, for those of you who are unaware, are probably one of YouTube's biggest family channels. Made up of soon-to-be husband and wife Austin and Catherine and their two daughters Elle and Aaliyah. Now to say they're quite comfortable financially would be an understatement. As some of you guys may know, I've worked with Michael McCrudden before on his channel before they were famous. On that channel, he's got a series called The Rich Life where he talks about people's wealth. My first video on his channel was The Rich Life of the Ace family, so if anyone knows how much money these people got, it's me. If the $10 million property they bought to build a new mansion wasn't enough, Austin has a Lambo and a Rolls Royce, they wear Gucci and Louis V all the time, and Catherine also has a few cars of her own, including a custom Jeep and Range Rover. Their net worth sits around approximately $13 million, but we all know YouTubers' net worth are always an estimate and they're usually worth much more. So why does any of this matter? Well, for one of the latest videos, the Ace family decided to work at a friend's restaurant, and I say it like that because they were being filmed during their shift. Now, for anyone who's ever worked any type of job, you probably know being on your phone is frowned upon if you're working behind a counter. So, filming your whole experience, well, not very realistic. They also had the pleasure of switching roles, with Austin starting the video as a cook and Catherine taking orders, and then just swapping halfway through just cuz. Imagine that. It's one day you're working making burgers and then you're like, you know what, I don't feel like cooking anymore. Let's just switch. Now let me be clear, I'm not hating on them. Yes, I am. I really couldn't care less. But others couldn't care more. What really set people off is when Catherine posted a video to Snapchat of her and Austin in the kitchen. Remember when I said if you're working, it's frowned upon being on your phone? Whatever. In the clip to Snapchat, Catherine said, I quote, "Guys, we are literally working right now at a restaurant. Austin has been making food for the past hour and I've been taking orders. Do you understand how cool that is? That's so cool!" The post quickly went viral on Twitter with people reacting and showing their displeasure. Twitter user Mia Freda was the first to post the clip and continued by adding, I quote, "I've never experienced being working class before, so it's really cool to cosplay as one for a day just to see how much it sucks, and then go back home to my multi-million-dollar estate and pay people to rub my feet." Another popular YouTuber, Drew Gooden, with 1.73 million subscribers, tweeted out, "Imagine being so disconnected from reality that you get this excited about pretending to work in a restaurant for 2 hours." The tweet got a response from Christy Teigen, who said, "Who are these people even? At the time of this recording, the clip has been viewed over 14 million times. Of course, in response to the situation, Austin McBroom tweeted out, "People be so mad at our life," and tagged Catherine. He then followed up with, "And it sucks I have to put it like this, but I just don't give a f. I will always live my life how I want to no matter what people think. For the people who support us, I will love y'all till the end. And for the people who don't support us but still watch us, y'all need a hug." Of course, a ton of Ace Family supporters attack those who talk negatively about them, and I'm sure I'll have tons of negative comments aimed at me for this one, which is fine because when a 12-year-old calls me a jealous loser, well, they're right. I'd love to have their money, but at the same time, I'd admit when I was wrong. Something it seems like Austin can't do.
In a recent video, the Ace family announced that they were taking a break from YouTube because they said they wanted to improve their content for the future. This timing is super interesting, considering the Ace family have been the center of quite a bit of scandal lately. So why is the Ace family really taking a break from YouTube? The Ace family have 15 million subscribers on YouTube. They're probably one of the most notable family vlog channels on the platform, and they've gotten that title after 3 short years. In a video posted to their channel called "Saying Goodbye, Taking a Break from YouTube, We Will Miss You," Catherine said, "We will be taking a break." A lot of the time when you guys watch television, for instance, there are seasons. People film for a season and then they take a break. Then Austin said that the break wasn't really a break, and during it they'll be focusing on their app and their merch. The Ace family are also releasing a documentary that is set to drop on the 23rd of February. But even though these seem like pretty good reasons to take a break, they definitely aren't the only reasons why the Ace family might want to drop out of the spotlight for a while and lay low. Alright, you ready for this tea? I'm ready for the tea.
Ready for the tea!
Earlier this month, controversy fell upon the Ace family. Austin McBroom, the father, was seen in a video circulating online that showed him taking a young girl into an adult store, later identified as a Spencer's Gifts, and buying her a penis-shaped lollipop. A little girl with a penis-shaped lollipop in her mouth. Not good. The girl in the video was not his daughter Elle, it was a little girl with brown hair. According to BuzzFeed News, the girl is a relative of his partner. Austin filmed this video himself and posted the video to his Snapchat. He says the words, "Keep that in the bag forever. Don't show that to anybody, okay? That's your little secret." After leaving the store, Austin says, "Guys, I'm in so much trouble. She says she's gonna steal it if I don't buy it." That video has been watched 4.35 million times at the time of this recording. It understandably upset a lot of people. Austin is the head of the Ace family. He runs a family-friendly vlog channel. And here he was, taking a child into an adult store and buying her an inappropriately shaped lollipop. He should have never even gone into that place in the first place, let alone film a video of it and put it online. And even though Spencer's Gifts are in many malls, there's no age requirement to enter them. But good parents keep their children out of there because it's a known fact that the back of that store is where they keep sex toys and adult games. I can just picture like half our subscribers running to Spencer's Gifts. And then this little girl maybe put this penis-shaped lollipop in her mouth and walked around with it. She definitely could have. Drama Alert picked up the story and Keemstar said, "I have absolutely no idea what the Ace family was thinking by filming this, it's just gross." Some other reactions included, "Hey YouTube, one of your content creators thinks that sexualizing a little kid is funny, and also this little girl is his fiance's child." And that just adds a whole other layer of grossness. At Team YouTube, I hope you don't care about money more than children. And also, Austin McBroom took a child into a sex store and bought her a dick lollipop. I would love to see how he and other men tried to defend this. And I don't care if it's not a sex shop. Point is that that's a sexual article you're buying for your child. That's messed up, man. The Ace family haven't talked about the video publicly and they didn't state it as a reason for taking a break. Their subscribers don't really seem to be affected by the issue either. Maybe they're going to address it in the upcoming documentary.
The Ace family has gotten themselves into some pretty big scandals over the past couple of years. And it looks like they have just gotten themselves into more trouble. Starting off this countdown, we have the mudslides. According to a number of the Ace family's neighbors, they have caused a bunch of mudslides in their community. On September 2nd, 2020, the Ace family uploaded a mansion tour video. During the tour, Austin hopped on a jet ski and started doing donuts in their pool. This created waves of water that dumped over the side and into their neighbor's property. After this video was posted, a Twitter user tweeted at them claiming they created mudslides that destroyed his uncle's garden, property, and grapes. In fact, he went on to post a video of the mudslide they caused, and in the video you can hear the neighbors yelling at the Ace family to stop. Also, apparently they have been told off before by the city, but they ignored those warnings and continued to ride their jet ski in the pool. Catherine responded to this saying, "People just hate to see happy people minding their own business, living their life, and staying in their own lane. So I'm just smiling at them all."
And that view.
Stop!
Moving on at number 9, we have the stealing. And if you guys are liking this video so far, make sure you smash that like button because it really helps us out.
We've been getting a lot of comments lately asking us what happened with the Ace family in this truck. So we just wanted to address it and let you guys hear firsthand from our mouths what really happened.
Now, this scandal didn't get the attention it deserved, but basically Austin was caught stealing designs from a small business owner. So the man behind the brand, Urban Trademark, sells these customized headbands and hats. Apparently Austin was a huge fan of the headbands and would always go to the store and buy tons. At one point he asked who the designer was and reached out to him. The two met up and planned to do a collab together. Urban Trademark even created custom headbands for Austin to then sell as merch. And he came up with this idea to use his own truck and sell the headbands out of it like a pop-up shop for his fans to come to.
And it just clicked to me. I was like, another thing was dope is I'm working on a truck that I'm about to drop that we can like basically do pop-ups where every band that I make exclusively for you, we pop up, we could sell them, and then, you know, this is love, like, you know what I'm saying, connecting to the people. You already said they f***ing with the brand already, so it makes sense. So he's like, yeah, bro, that shit sound hard. To elaborate more on the truck, so I tell him the whole get down about the truck.
Well, next thing you know, Austin is caught wearing knockoff versions of the bands that the guy made for him, and he started selling them as well. But get this, he even bought his own truck and transformed it into a merch pop-up shop, which again was all Urban Trademark's idea. So he totally screwed him over.
First thing when I got there, he's like, bro, did you bring some bands, bro? I want to get some more from you. I'm like, yeah, I got some in the car. But let's, you know, try to figure out exactly on the business terms what you're trying to do as far as like, you know, with the brand or collaboration, or, you know, let's figure that out first. He was like, for sure. So we sat down, talked for like about an hour.
In our 8th spot, we have the leaked documents. Just recently, images of legal documents have been circulating online surrounding the Ace family's Los Angeles mansion. These anonymous images show the house is being foreclosed due to missed mortgage and tax payments. Although Austin denies these claims, one of the photos shows his home listed on the real estate marketplace Zillow, and it's labeled as pre-foreclosure. Also, it turns out that they have a loan balance over $9 million on the home. So even if they sold the home now, they would be out $5 million. In the end, if this is true, they might be evicted from their $7 million home. Now, Austin posted saying that they aren't getting evicted and that these documents were posted by haters on the internet. But I don't know, who would go to extreme lengths to forge a number of detailed documents like that? Coming in at number 7, we have the Mr. Kate drama. Back in 2019, Catherine and Austin hired YouTuber and designer Mr. Kate to help them furnish their home. They all had met up and Mr. Kate toured the place and made a whole game plan for them. But she was pregnant at the time and ended up giving birth. So things got a little postponed. While she was taking time for herself, she saw that Austin was already buying furniture and decorating the place himself. Fans were extremely mad by this and called him ungrateful. One person commented, and I quote, "Imagine being rich enough to own a house like that and then getting Mr. Kate to come design the interior and then taking over like their help means nothing." Now, Mr. Kate is a big designer. She has worked on a number of YouTubers' homes like James Charles, Lord DIY, Alicia Marie, etc. In one of her videos, she said she was still working on their place while on maternity leave. They had things planned out and measured, even custom pieces for them.
We were trying to take our break seriously and not do work.
Right, we didn't want to
And we kept seeing videos posted of like their new place because they're super excited about it, but like every video you'd see like one more piece of furniture show up. You'd be like, wait, what is that?
So,
we have that issue at hand.
And because of Austin's actions, most of the stuff they had to replan. In the end, they only designed a couple of rooms in the house, which wasn't their original plan.
Okay, so we went inside and we come to find out that all of the rooms that we were thinking we were gonna maybe help them finish, the entryway, the living room, they've already decorated because Austin couldn't help himself and he went out and bought a ton of stuff.
Complete change of plan.
Yeah, I have to say I'm like a little disappointed just because I was really excited to do that entryway because it's just like so big. We had some like fun ideas for like artwork and everything we were gonna do and some sculptural stuff.
Moving on to number 6, we have the cheating allegations. Both Catherine and Austin have had their fair share of cheating allegations. It all started when a fan tweeted at Catherine telling her that her husband slept with her friend. In the tweet, she said, and I quote, "Last weekend, Austin was with some friends of mine in Miami. He slept with one of them and made her sign an NDA." And then just recently, Tana Mojo also accused Austin of cheating. In a video, she said, and I quote, "One time Austin McBroom was cheating on Catherine, and the girl he was cheating on her with left her lipstick in his car. We got a call and we answered it, and it's Austin bawling his eyes out and Catherine absolutely screaming while holding this lipstick inside of the car." Austin apparently lied and said that the lipstick was Tana's to cover his She also said that Austin hired 4 of her friends as nannies so he could sleep with them. Of course, he has denied all allegations. And then Catherine was accused of cheating as well. Jake Paul said she slid into his DMs behind Austin's back, but there's no proof provided to confirm this. Either way, fans think that the two are only together for their YouTube channel, and outside of it, they're seeing other people. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the prank gone wrong. In December of 2018, Austin's brother-in-law Ryan decided to prank Austin by gift wrapping his car. It was a harmless prank and no damage was done to the car. But when Austin saw the car, he freaked out. In the video, you can see Austin aggressively ripping off pieces of wrapping paper with a very serious and agitated demeanor.
Who did that? Who did? Hey! Who did this? Yo, who? Where's Ryan?
At one point, he even gets mad at his own daughter and accuses her of doing it. However, once you realize that he was being filmed, you could see his attitude and disposition change. He switches to his usual camera self. That's when he's all like, "Oh, haha, good prank, you got me." So people were quick to call out Austin for this and his on-screen personality versus his off-screen personality. In our 4th spot, we have the lawsuit. More leaked documents online show that the Ace family is currently hit with 2 different lawsuits. The first being in regards to the boxing event he held on June 12th. Well, soon after the event, a number of talent and boxers claimed that they were never paid by the company that hosted the event, Social Gloves Entertainment. It was later revealed that Austin McBroom is the owner of Social Gloves Entertainment. So he's got a lawsuit for not paying the influencers. Then he's being sued for $65,000 by his former landlord because they failed to pay some rent. And they also broke their contract early. Austin has yet spoke about these 2 lawsuits, but he certainly didn't want anyone finding out about them. Moving on to number 3, we have the lollipop. And if you follow the Ace family, then you for sure know what I'm talking about. Basically, Austin thought it would be funny to buy his daughter a phallic-shaped lollipop and just let her have it. He made a joke about this all and even filmed it. Fans were outraged by his actions. Not only did he take her to an adult store, but he thought it would be a funny joke or prank to pull on his daughter. It's just disgusting. As a result, he was heavily criticized by this and accused of sexualizing his own daughter. In our 2nd spot, we have the bum slapping. This has to do with another very controversial video of Austin McBroom. In the video, he is sitting on a couch with Catherine and his 2 daughters. He then mentions how he's been working out and slaps his bum. His daughter stands up on the couch and he proceeds to slap her bum and say, "Oh god, damn." This is another moment he probably didn't want anyone to see because he was under fire by it. Like, as you can imagine, it's very disgusting behavior. And in our number 1 spot today, we have the leaked video. Just last year, a leaked video showed Austin yelling at his wife and cursing in front of his young children. This clip was accidentally left in during a new vlog posted on their channel on October 15th. It was their day in the life vlog. The part of the video has since been removed. And a number of people called Austin out for his unacceptable behavior.
Everybody, look at my hair.
No.
Good thing I don't have to. No, I'm gonna say, good thing I don't have to do on camera today.
Okay.
God.
Okay.
My hair looks
up. I would not film like this. So just go.
Okay. People quickly commented saying that they felt bad for Catherine. They were commenting on how she looked so uncomfortable and unhappy. But then the two took to Twitter to address these comments and concerns. Catherine tweeted out, and I quote, "I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Super chill vibes, something different. And yes, Austin and I get frustrated with each other sometimes. It's called marriage. I wish people would stop expecting people to have a perfect life. It's just not realistic. Love you, BB." And tagged at Austin McBroom. Still, fans are concerned for the way that Austin acts outside of YouTube.